where we were during the last game. The crew were meeting up after one of Kag-Ro's game, one of his matches, I should say, with most of you having access to VIP. So you were able to talk about it, review it, and just generally have a nice time. Cerise was able to close shop early, being most people were busy in other places. And you headed to the Yawning Portal. The place is just crammed. Everybody's here. It's been very nice weather, so you also had a lot of people that were outside. The streets are simply crowded. During that time, as you have your table on the second floor, just close to the well, you're able to conversate, have little memories together, but it's interrupted by the fact that a troll, accompanied by these little creatures called sturges, came out of the well and started to wreak havoc. The people weren't reacting in complete and utter shock, because apparently that happens not frequently, but occasionally, and people are half expecting it. A troll is a little above what the usual is. You'll normally see an ooze or a goblin, but a troll is quite more powerful. But the group decided, hey, we're gonna help, and started to join in. Their lack of experience on the field, not having adventured in the past, not pure adventure as true adventurers are, had them a little surprised at what Sturges can do when in group, as well as the raw power that trolls represent. The group who were the closest and most active, which was Kag-Ro and Darius at first. Marla, who had her vantage point, could hit safely at first, but then joined in the fray, all of which went down. It was a bit of a surprise. Kag-Ro went down after being bitten by a couple of sturges. Darius suffered that fate, so did Marla, but they also had the claws of the troll assault them. Cerise, who was able to withstand most of the damage with her armor, managed to come and save her friend. Of course, she wouldn't have been able to save everybody if it wasn't for the fact that people in the tavern in general were also assisting. The main bartender is a very seasoned adventurer and also assisted with that. Crowded, the place joined in, and they weren't the only one who went down. You could hear some other adventurers go here and there. Once the troll was down, people realized that through the ruckus, a bar brawl had occurred. It almost took advantage of the noise and attention being elsewhere to start this, but the trolls and sturges went down a little bit faster. And one of the group also threw another ball in that to mess that up. Before she had joined with the rest, Cerise had kind of called City Watch through one of the windows. So when the fight stopped, they could see the bar brawl, and on top of that, City Watch was there, easing it up. They were stopping these people in cloaks and leathers, and clearly here to cause some trouble. There was 5 of them. 4 got arrested, while the 5th was still kind of picking a fight with this half-orc he kept on accusing of being a Zentrum. Cerise tried to intervene, but one of the City Watch went to try and calm her down, and doing so, started insulting her god, which got her attention on the City Watch person rather than our brawl. The fight eased its step, and the 5th person ran away and managed to get out from the City Watch, while they walked away with 4 arrested people. With this, Kag-Ro went out and had a few things to arrange. Darius went to speak to this half-orc lady who gave an introduction, saying that a lot of these were just rumors, she's just here, accusing them of probably being racist, so on and so forth. And then they regrouped at their table. There, somebody was waiting with the proposal. Wolfgang Gedarn, which is a halfling male of quite famous repute. He's an author, an explorer, a chronicler. He was there with a proposal for the group and some coin. He gave everyone a small pouch of 15 gold pieces as a bit of a taste, and told them that right now he was too busy, and also his stature as a well-known person makes it very hard for him to get by without being noticed. And he needs a favor. His friend by the name of Floon is missing. And he was impressed with everyone surviving the troll attack as well as he did. And he said that you would have just enough to go there, as more seasoned adventurers would be interested in a small adventure such as search for a person. He said he had last seen his friend the night before at an inn called the Skewered Dragon in Dockwards. And you parted on that, accepting the gig. Everyone went home, licked their wounds, and got some sleep.
Huzzah.
No. Okay. And we'll cover a little bit each and every one as we do this, because you all had a bit of an adventure. We're starting the game 2 days after this, as you had agreed to meet for this session. Between those, if you have any comments you want to discuss, just bring it forth. But I will add the introduction of Tea Leaf, which is our Tabaxi 5th member, who had returned the day before. And he had returned from a hunt, having had time to sell his merchandise to the local tradesmen. And of course visited Cerise to give her some meat for her meat pies. Cerise would have been able to brief him on that, and Tea Leaf could have accepted to join. Is there any commentary, Tea Leaf, that you want to do on how he would have reacted to such a story?
Probably not very. He would, first of all, he would have just stared Cerise down with the giant eyes as she told the story. After digesting it all, he'd probably freak out a bit knowing that she had endangered her life in such a stupid way. Probably panicked for 15 minutes straight and then offered his assistance in any way he could.
And she would have told you that she didn't really want to, but she felt like everyone else offering the help, they needed somebody along to heal them and take care.
All right.
Just between you and
not a comment you shared with the rest. Got it. So then we'll private to Tea Leaf. And you'd be able to share a few anecdotes in between. Then the rest of the day goes by. For Kag-Ro, it's not a match day. There's nothing big. Darius, you're going another day without hearing any news from your contact, the Acolyte. And everything gets pretty uneventful. It's a rather cloudy day outside for spring. You get a little, the equivalent of an April shower. Kind of bathing the streets outside, making it a little less crowded than usual. And you're able to go and gather at Cerise's pie shop, which isn't that busy given the weather circumstances, and discuss your plan of action. How punctual would your characters be if they were to show up at around lunchtime?
Kag-Ro would probably be a little bit late, as he tends to walk in more of a casual manner, apparent sometimes stopped by fans and other such things, but he would probably arrive just a little bit after whoever the first couple of people, if they are early risers and such. So that's what he would be doing.
Marla's not an early riser, but she probably stumbles in a little bit tired, exactly on time, or maybe like a minute early.
Darius is an early riser, and probably kind of ironically, he would try and be early to this.
Tea Leaf would also be among those who were early. He hunts from sunrise to sunsets to nights sometimes, so he's comfortable any time of day. And knowing that people were putting themselves in danger, he'd probably show up as soon as.
Alright, so we can say that Tea Leaf and Darius, you arrive almost at the same time, and you'll see you arrive with some of the very few patrons which are here for their lunch. And they're ordering some pies, keeping Cerise a little bit busy. You enter, you're probably gonna get a bit of a greeting from the corner as you turn around and see Cerise's Gloria, probably causing trouble and munching on somebody's coat or something.
As we enter, I'm going to call over to Cerise and say, Cerise, if you might prepare one of those delicious clam pies, I would be most grateful. Where are the others? Should they not be here by now?
They're probably on their way. And yes, I made clam pie because I knew you liked it so much and you would be here today. Actually, whatever everybody else's favorite pie of hers, she probably would have made one for them too.
If they don't hurry, they might arrive slightly late at this point.
As if on cue, a long, lanky furred arm opens the door, eyes the goat for a moment, and then looks up at the afternoon, Cerise. And we have met before, I'm sorry. I have forgotten your name.
Very nice, Tea Leaf. I'm Darius, as you should know.
Darius, I'm very sorry. It's been a long time.
I think nothing of it. I've come to realize that surface dwellers seem to have different naming conventions, so I imagine it's hard to keep it all straight.
I will take that as a compliment.
Well, good, I should hope. I do not mean to offend. It's simply an observation.
Understood. Anyway, I am here pertaining the event from a couple of days ago. I heard you two and a couple of others made quite a splash.
With the troll, or...
Well, no, what do you think? Yes, it was the troll. You nearly killed yourselves.
Well...
Nearly!
We were merely doing our civic duty in attempting to protect the other patrons from a rampaging monstrosity. Anyone else would have done the same.
Almost like on cue, that is when somewhat sleepy Marla walks into the pie shop, hearing just the last of the accusations.
Oh, it's early. Is Kag-Ro not here yet?
Early. The sun has already begun peeking over the horizon.
Marla looks around for like a timekeeping thing, like an hour candle or something, and
Like
glances
any
up.
good restaurant, I don't have one. Ha ha. No, I'm joking. I don't. Have you ever noticed that there's never a clock in a restaurant?
Almost unanimously, actually.
And most people in Waterdeep tend to not be by the minute. They really work with the sun and how busy the flow of life is going. But there are some places that do have some form of sundials and the likes. It's just, yeah, I'd imagine there would be one in the pie shop.
Is there like a what do they call that? Like bells that they ring on the hour or anything like that too?
Yes, those do happen. You would have heard a little bit ago. You'd estimate maybe a dozen minutes. There would be 12 bells that would have rung.
Well, I barely slept for a long phone, so it's early. And she plops down in the nearest chair and waits.
Oops.
What's Marla's favorite pie?
Oh my goodness, she loves all of your pies. But probably whatever is the most hearty, filling, not fishy one.
Right.
One of everything, then.
We call that the everything pie.
Marla's a halfling. She likes to eat.
Indeed.
I bet you that exists, the everything pie.
It's not like an everything bagel though. It's not full of garlic and poppy seeds and onion bits.
Just put it all in a bucket and then put it on the table.
Marla wouldn't be opposed to an everything bagel.
There's an almost everything pie, apparently.
Oh.
And at point, the large customer walks in the name of Kag-Ro.
Ah,
You're all here now.
I am indeed. Sorry, I had some fans to deal with. Ah, look, the god of the sea. You're looking quite chipper as usual. And you, Tea Leaf, very fuzzy.
Oh, please don't call me that.
Fuzzy. That's a new adjective.
You are fuzzy.
I suppose I am.
And how are my little friends today? And he'll take his, he'll take a seat in a big chair that hopefully our Cerise has finally gotten a big chair in the pie shop. If not, he's just gonna fit in a little
I'm
place.
sure she has by now 6 months later.
But
There's one big chair specifically for him.
And skinny people are always trying to sit in it when you come in and we have to glare at them to get them to move.
well, then he takes his chair and he sits down. He's like, ah, I smell that you've been baking. I'm quite hungry. His favorite pie is your breakfast pie, with all the sausage and the eggs and everything.
Oh, nice. Okay. Ah, well, I'm glad because I made your favorite pie.
Excellent, excellent. I need it after this night, after the night I've had.
Oh?
He looks around to see if there's anybody else in the pie shop at the moment.
You see four other patrons, two of them alone and an obvious couple. They're just local merchants. Cerise would actually see them as familiar face. You might not know them by name, but they've come before. They're usually in and out. They come, they eat, they sound satisfied, and then they leave.
Did you meet a pretty lady, Goliath?
Well, wouldn't that be nice? But no, I have not seen another Goliath here in several years. But no, instead I found myself the victim of a shakedown. Poor Garth was tied to a chair. It was rather awful.
Ah, poor sleazeball.
What? By whom?
Well, I would say it's the Zents, most likely. They have some plans for me.
Adventure is never far from you, is it, Kag-Ro?
Well, I don't know. At least it seems to be as of late. But,
I suppose that goes for all of you.
yes, we have had a bit of an exciting time, have we not?
That is one way to put it, that's for certain.
Well, I
I
have...
have some news as well, but I'll tell you all about it later.
News? News sounds important.
I think it might be. She actually looks worried. You don't usually see her look worried, other than, well, I guess you all the night 6 months ago when the pie shop was broken into. Other than that, you haven't seen her very worried.
Are you sure you can wait on this? If it's that important, perhaps.
She glances over at the other customers and she says, "Yeah, I can wait. I'll just, here, let me get you all's pies." And she starts, getting her big spatula out and pulling out pies out of her, whatever that thing's called.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but the shelves and the storage where you would have your pies kept. So you're able to do this, and the smell fills the air. The patrons eat. It takes a few minutes where you're able to have a simple conversation. Then you see that they're on the last of their bites. They give you a polite head nod and start to walk out, leaving the place emptied. Though you know you probably would have to close the shop if you want to avoid anyone walking back in.
Well, it's not my store, so I will look to Cerise and say, well, if you want privacy, I imagine we won't get it. Unless we all go into the back.
Well, some people want to buy my shop.
Oh?
What?
Well, I guess not really the shop, not the business at least, but the location. They want this location.
Where would you go?
Yes,
It's
exactly.
important. Why didn't you... Who is they? Who are they?
Did those people give me a name?
No, they have not.
Just a couple. They were human, right?
Yes, that they were.
Okay. A couple of fancy-looking human people came in here yesterday morning and plopped a big bag of coins on the counter and said they'd give me well, first they said 1,000, and then when I was hesitant, they said 1,200 gold for my shop, which would be enough to move somewhere else. But there's no other location like this. This is the best location. It's by the arena or whatever that place is called, where Kag-Ro performs.
Coliseum.
Yeah.
It's by the Coliseum, and it's on a busy street, and I mean, I like it here. I live here. It's not just my shop, it's my home.
Well, you can't sell this location. Where would I go for my pies after a match? If I had to walk all the way across the city, that would be quite annoying, wouldn't it? Warmed by fans when all that I want is a good pie.
You don't suppose this... No, it's madness, suppose, no.
What?
Well, Kag-Ro does frequent this shop. Exclusively out of the pastry shops in Waterdeep, do you not?
Of course, I said many, many months ago that I would make sure that this was the only pie shop that I went to, so that I could bring you business and make sure that you make lots of money, so you can make better pies and, well, buy good chairs. And he points to his big chair.
And if your friend was recently shaken down, you don't suppose this could be some sort of attempt to target you, do you?
Oh, do you mean me? Yes. Well, I mean, it could very well be. They are trying to use strong-arm tactics against me. Yes, not uncommon. I'm used to this sort of thing, but these were particularly persistent fellows. They could be trying to do something with me, but, you know, the world isn't all about me. It is quite a good location.
That is true. Call me paranoid, I suppose.
Well, I told the people no that I wasn't really interested in selling, and uh, the man said it would be in my best interest in a sort of scary.
Did they have snake tattoos, by chance?
I don't think so. They were wearing fancy clothing and too much jewelry.
Not the fishmongers, then.
What did these scary men look like? Marla says with her head on the table, trying not to fall asleep.
I'm sorry, what did you ask me again? I missed it.
What did the scary men look like?
I guess she would just describe them as best she could. Let me double check it.
From memory, you'd be able to relate them as a very, very wealthy couple, looking all the parts of noble, fair skin, very well maintained, makeup on the both of them, long, lustrous hair, coiffed in some of the high fashion of the area. Their clothes were far too many just there. Very colorful and mostly silk with too many jewelry. So they'd have rings on basically every finger, bracelets on both wrists, many of them, lots of necklaces. The woman would have had very, very big earrings and even jewelry in her hair. They would both have brooches, not anything symbolic that you'd be able to remember. They weren't like in cloaks hiding themselves. They were very open about who they were.
So they were dressed like targets for pickpockets?
I suppose so.
You have a point. No one is stupid enough to walk around the city dressed like that.
Unless they're sure that no one would hurt them.
They came alone.
Well, this is Waterdeep, and the nobles do have quite the pull, so, you know, targeting them is not such a good idea. They can wear as much fancy clothes as they wish.
Marla raises an eyebrow at you, but otherwise says nothing.
They had no guards whatsoever.
Yes,
They were alone.
No, it's just the two of them.
Implausible.
Unless they were waiting outside or something. I didn't see anyone.
It was an ambush, then. That's what they did to me. Well, not the nobles, but the dark men.
I'm more concerned about the fact that they threatened you.
I am too.
Did you notice them go around the shop at all after you declined them?
No, they walked right in, put the close sign on my door, propositioned me, threatened me, then took their gold and walked right out again. And, well, I told them I was just trying to get rid of them, so I said that I'd have to think about it, and they said they'd be back after the 10-day was up.
Isn't that about how long it took me too? Dear.
Hmm?
Isn't that how long it was for me as well?
I
10 day.
don't know what to do.
For your thing, yours would be about 2 days longer than
Well,
that.
you don't sell for sure.
Oh, I know, but I mean, what are they going to do?
I don't know, but that's curiously suspicious. I was given 12 days. Not a 10-day, but 10 plus 2. Before, well, to prepare for their plans. Perhaps they're working together, though I'm pretty certain the ones that were talking to me were Zentarum.
Zentarum, you say?
Oh, why yes, I've dealt with them before.
You've dealt with them before?
Well, yes. Well, there's nobody here, so, and I've known you for quite a while. Well, I suppose I should probably tell you a bit of important information. You see, the Colosseum matches. And he looks around super quietly and lowers his voice. They're all staged.
No.
Oh, really? I never would have guessed.
Honestly, I had no idea.
Well, actually, this isn't like today where all of that has come out. Waterdeep is very much in the dark about these things. So people actually go there not realizing any of it staged.
Oh yes, I'd appreciate it if you keep that quiet. Though, depending on if their plan works, well, I might not have to worry about it much longer. See, they threaten to end my career. I have to throw a bunch of matches and put on quite a show. And they want to establish a new champion. But the Zents have always had a finger in the Colosseum games. They are quite good at placing their bets, staging the games, and collecting on it. We get a small payout, but it is not nearly what the investors get.
But if there's a new champion, you won't be as popular anymore.
Oh yes, I won't be as popular. I might even well be dead.
What?
Well, they demanded that I throw the matches and I fall, and otherwise they were going to, well, make sure that I had a more dramatic end. Don't worry, I've made preparations for it. Goth has had me some weapons made and some armor set. When that battle happens, I'm going to make sure that I fight for real.
Cerise's eyes are as big as her pies right now. She's just like, whoa. That's terrible.
Why, yes it is, but I had to agree, otherwise they were going to kill Goth. Do you know I can't have Goth dying? He's been kind of family to me for some time. Slimy, sneaky family, but family nonetheless.
Those Zentarums are about as bold as ditchweed. We can take them.
Well, we probably shouldn't go at an all-out battle against them. Though, like I said, there's a match coming up in 12 days, and I'm planning on fighting, but, that's not necessarily our concern just this instant. Aren't we still looking for Fluff, or whatever his name is?
Yes, we're supposed to be looking for an intoxicated gnome somewhere in the Dark District, I believe. But, one of our compatriots was just threatened, and, well, two, I suppose.
Two.
One a bit more substantially, though.
Were you threatened, Leaf? Or you, Marla, by chance?
Just by some idiot who wants me to do his job for him.
I spend too much time in the woods. I suppose I haven't had my chance yet.
Well,
Do
sticker.
his job for you.
Yes, do his job for you. What sort of job is that? He looks inquisitively at Marla.
Not one you want to get involved in. stupid idiot.
Ah, that was, well, not the best insult, but you're working on it. Would not do very well in the arena.
It's rather vague. I don't suppose he in any way resembled one of the Zentarum or this.
Hell no,
Well,
not a Zentarum.
Ah, well, I suppose
Can't
it was a
believe
bit.
any of you would associate with such a terrible group of people.
You sound oddly suspicious. Do you know more about the Zentarum than you might be letting on?
I know they're jerks doing illegal things they shouldn't be doing.
Are you lying? He looks at you with a scrunched brow for a second, as if actually trying to figure it out.
You can,
I'm
if you
a terrible
want,
liar, I assure you.
you can roll an insight, and Marla, if you want to counter him, you can roll a deception. Yeah, you get that she really just has a dislike for their public reputation.
Oh yes, well, they are a rather terrible bunch. You know, threatening people and doing all sorts of nasty deeds. I suppose that it would probably be wise to turn any Zentarum that we find in directly to the gods, assuming there isn't some sort of, corruption or something like that.
I mean, let him.
Anyway, I suppose that's not the point. So, but as you were saying, there's somebody doing a job, but what was the job specifically? It might help us understand or maybe connect the dots, unless you think this is completely unrelated.
I mean, it could be related. But also, I turned it down. Because there's no way I'm going in there to do that. Because that's not how you deal with that problem.
Good to know. He looks to the others and
Cerise just scratches her head.
takes a big bite of his pie. Anything on your end, Darius? I don't think anybody would want to approach you. You're a rather strange-looking fellow. I'm pretty sure they'd be scared of you just by your visage.
I still wanted to hop into game show host. But yes,
You're not the only one. Sorry.
no worries. So yes,
Show the contestants what they've won, Sam.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back.
I'm not going to do my game show voice.
We were on the edge of a thrilling events before the commercial. Back from break. But yes, as we had left, people were discussing some possibility of a coincidence between some events, as well as trying to figure out what to do about Flume, or whatever name you would remember him by.
Oh, what was I? Oh, yes. We were talking about Floop. He's still missing, and, well, 12 days away is quite some time. 10 is also some. I suppose we probably have time to find him. Maybe this has something to do with that as well. He might have answers. I don't know.
Yes, I was going to suggest. After all, this is 3 rather mysterious events happening within a short period of time. It seems unlikely, but I suppose it's a start, yes.
Well, it's better than sitting around here with our twiddling our thumbs.
We're not twiddling our thumbs, we're eating pie, but yes, we should probably get going. As he starts to shove food into his mouth. Now, what was that thing, that Volothamp, whatever he said, was we supposed to be looking? I don't remember all the details. Can I do a history to see if I can remember the details, because I didn't write notes for it?
Yes, you may.
Unless anybody wants to be like, I remember! Nope, nobody else.
Well, I believe that we were to meet in the Skewered Dragon, or I believe that's where he went missing, yes?
Remember that thing I was saying about mostly useless rolls?
With that roll, you know he's telling the truth and he's completely right.
Could you repeat?
What about me?
Because I didn't actually hear you, my fault.
I said I believe we were supposed to meet in the Skewered Dragon. That is where his friend went missing, yes? In the Dark Districts, I believe.
Oh, yes, the land of the fishmongers. Now I remember. There's not people we want to deal with. But yes, indeed, we should go there now. To the Skewered Dragon, then. Or wherever we're supposed to go.
So, Cerise, you're closing shop. Are you taking Gloria with you?
I don't suppose so, because we're not sure where all we're going to be wandering around. So, I imagine when I'm going somewhere she can't go, I probably tie her up somewhere, or she probably has some sort of a little, like, she's got to poop somewhere, so there must be some sort of, like, outdoor space that she can reside in for the time being, though I normally have her in the shop.
You probably have like a back door that would have a little porch that leads in a back alley where people can tie their dogs and other critters there. There's not much of a lawn, but there'd be a little bit of weeds growing alongside your shop that you can munch on.
I guess Kag-Ro will stand up and start heading towards the door, sort of heading to lead, and then he stops at the door. He's like, "Oh wait, it's in the Dark District. Do you know specifically where the Skewered Dragon is? Perhaps you do, Leaf. You like the taverns, right?"
Do you think I'd have to make a roll, or do you think he'd know?
No, you know.
Yes, I do know what it is. If you could stay close, I suddenly do not trust these streets very much. Starts getting up and walking towards the door.
So you'd be able to make it fairly easily to entering the dock wards per se. Skewered Dragon Inn would be for people more familiar there. You could always roll a survival to see if you can sort of scrounge your way around, or both Darius and Marla may be able to basically guide the group to that place if they choose to.
Another thing Cerise would definitely have done before we left is put on her armor for sure.
That is a good point. Knowing where you were heading, would you have prepared in that fashion, or are you just staying in your normal Waterdeep gear?
I would prepare, except for the fact that I haven't bought the armor that I'm supposed to wear at the moment yet, so I'm just going to stick with what I have.
I think Marla's probably been in her armor underneath, like, her clothes, since the troll and her multiple near-death experiences.
That would
Yeah,
make
I would
sense.
I would take my armor.
He is pretty much almost always in his armor when he's going out because he's a hunter. He needs to be prepared, so he's in his armor.
Okay.
Kag-Ro opens the doors for the others and will follow up on the rear.
How much do I owe you for the pie, Cerise? Before we go much further.
Oh, I can't even remember what I said about pie prices.
You can just say that you charge them the usual price, and that would be taken off of your weekly expenses, so you don't have to remove that. I'm going to do that at the end of the week. When we get there, you will have. I'll take all your expenses at once.
Very well.
So did we say that one of you was guiding people to the location of the skewered dragon?
Yes,
I would lead them through. Or if you're gonna offer, I won't offer.
Oh no! I had Kag-Ro had asked Leaf if he had known.
Yeah, Leaf said he'd know where it was.
You would be able to guide them to the docks, then you can roll a survival to find the inn itself. The dock ward and about where it would be, but the building itself, you don't know exactly because you don't go to the dock ward that often. It would be people familiar with it.
Marla would like to lead them there, but in a way that makes it look like she kind of stumbled upon it. Like, oh, surprise, I found the right place.
I mean, I could potentially just show us there too.
Yes, I figured Darius would also be very familiar with the dock ward, given that's where he would connect to go in and out of the sea if you need to stay moist.
Stay moist, I love it.
Well, yeah, of course. You have to dive off the docks every dusk and dawn for a nice swim. But, yeah,
I'm happy to have no idea where we're going.
You don't love the smell of fish every day. You don't like to feel the salt air.
I guess she does buy her clams to make her clam pie somewhere, but
it wouldn't really be in the dock ward because that's not where they sell the fish per se. They usually have the fishermen that then will cart them to the trades district.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I'm not familiar with the dock ward.
And I'll just...
Yeah, if we're heading that way, I trust Darius.
Yeah, I'll just sort of...
Surface that way and hope that they follow.
As you enter the dock wards, those that aren't familiar might start to really notice the difference in the city. The place is a lot more ramshacked. You'll see the buildings go from having a nice coat of either plaster or very well treated wood that's all painted, decorated with flowers everywhere, to having less and less decoration, worn painting, to being just boarded up. Some of them starts to have holes. The closer you get to the water, the more of these houses you see. Every now and then you have the nicer ones, which may be either a more successful fisherman or just someone who enjoys the sea air. But most of the houses become a little bit more poor in their appearance, and they're very simple in how they are set. Yet the people walking about still have the same mentality here. So you see people walking around, nobody's armored. Quite a few people that you cross actually kind of seems to give you a wide berth as you're moving about. There's like these folk tales going about town that people in armor are either expecting trouble or looking for it. So they tend to just avoid them altogether. You'll see a few patrols of the city watch at the distance, and they're kind of just walking the streets, an eye out for trouble, but otherwise they don't seem on alert more than that. So you make it by a light drizzle of cold rain makes your clothes and your hair a little damp, but it's not a downpour. You can start to smell the salt coming as you're getting closer and closer to the coast. And as you can see the keys, Darius is able to guide you to a small street and brings you to a place where you see a sign outside that's swaying in the wind, and it's written "Skewered Dragon Inn." The establishment is fairly large, but nothing in comparison to the Young World. You'll also notice there's a few front-facing windows that are smashed, and there's a big ship anchor that's lodged in the roof. Inside, you can see a few haggard patrons that are drinking from huge tankards.
Are the windows normally smashed when I may have been here in the past?
Yeah, this is not something uncommon.
I think Cerise is not going to realize that. She's going to be like, "Oh no, someone's broken their window."
Yes, it's to be expected in this part of the town, it would seem. Lovely place, is it not? It makes one wonder as to why Volo would even be here.
Well, I don't know. He's a rather suspicious fellow. Always causing trouble, stealing away my fans and that sort of thing. He could be up to no good for all you know.
I've heard they have delicious clam chowder here.
Really?
I have no idea, but that's the only reason someone would eat at such a disgraceful-looking joint.
Well then, I suppose we should go inside and see if we can find where Flup was.
Hold on.
Floon.
I love it. Every time he says it, it's a different word.
I think you got it cracking.
His name was Floon, yeah?
Floon.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Well, so I was asking around is the first step, yes?
It tends to be a good way to get in.
As you walk in, you find the place fairly loud. You hear the clanking of a few ales. Some of the patrons will turn around and some of them will look your way. You'll actually see a few of them kind of sneer and scoff, while some of them seem more friendly and just kind of politely raise a tankard in your way and give you a grin with a few blackened teeth there. One of the things that may strike you is the very profound scent of fish as you walk in there, because it's the scent as opposed to the docks where it's in open air. So imagine the smell of fish that's been contained in a small wooden establishment. It's very, very potent, and that really runs through right directly to your nose.
Oh, well, it seems it's rather pungent in here. Smells kind of like one of the changing rooms at the Colosseum after a very hot day. Oh.
Pungent isn't the word I'd use to describe it. It's actually very pleasant.
Yes, it's a nice change from the rest of the city, I believe.
Cerise is just going to wrinkle up her nose and look at Marla.
Marla also wrinkles up her nose, but in kind of a confused way, and is like, yeah, it really stinks. I've never smelled anything quite so terrible before. But mostly she just kind of takes after Cerise, because she knows what it smells like.
Tea Leaf just slowly glances down at Marla You have not said one positive thing in a while. I like it.
You hear in the corner close to where you pass by some of the people you pass. You just hear a low sneer. Fancies.
Kag-Ro looks around confused. I don't see any fancies at all.
You're the fancy! Or we are.
Yes, it seems that we aren't going to be very welcome here in our current state. Allow me to try something.
Is there anyone I recognize in the inn or who I would know?
You hear a woman's voice from the bar. Actually, okay, no metagaming on that for people, though I trust every single person here. Do you ever use a Elias?
Yes, I do.
What would that be?
It's Marlena Gettelrim.
Then you hear a very nasally Mylena coming from behind the bar, and usually she works night, but there's one of the maids from the place. Actually, she's the daughter of the owner, who's standing behind there.
Marla will nod and say hey and saunter over. She wants it to look like she belongs here. She climbs up on. Is she at the bar?
Yeah, she's behind there. You can see this woman is a normal human. She's very, she's kind of a mix between skinny but with a little bit of a pot belly. Her tone is a little bit drab, yet she has like a rose makeup on her cheeks. She's got the curly hair a little bit greased up. But she seems the kind who's happy about life in every way it ever turns. She's wearing her usual servant's attire, and she's just cleaning up some stuff, and she seems genuinely very glad to see you. And how you been doing, girl?
I'm fantastic. And I climb up on the bar stool, kind of clamber because I'm short, and I wave everyone over. And I just kind of start chatting her up, like, how have you been? It's been a while.
So for people who've just heard her say she's never been here, this might be a little bit odd.
I see you made a friend here rather quickly.
Well, look at that! You brought some friends. I'm not used to seeing you with people around here. This is very entertaining. Oh my, what a bizarre group. There's a fish person, a giant. Is that a cat? Oh, and there's another one of you. Oh, I find halflings so adorable.
Well, I find the big folk quite interesting myself.
Well, you haven't introduced us to your friend, Marla. Who is this? Might you be able to help us, do you think?
And she kind of just jumps in.
Would.
I'm Shantae. I'm the daughter of the owner here.
Well, friends in high places then.
High places, low places, just places. Maybe you can help us though, Shantae. We're looking for some information.
Information, huh? About what?
Just double checking names. Is it Volo or should I ask about Loon?
I'll let you make that call.
Floon's the one who went missing. Volo's the friend.
Yeah, you haven't seen a guy named Volo hanging around, have you? You know, got some business with him.
Oh yeah, I've seen him around here. He was here. And she starts to count on her fingers, and she goes around like her entire palm a couple of times. 3 nights ago. Made a ruckus. We don't get lots of celebrities here. You know? But he came about and he kept on tanking. And, ooh, the gambling. Wasn't very lucky.
Yeah, not all of us are really good at that, are we?
He told her of a different story.
As the bartender tells the story, you just see Tea Leaf's eyes widen like the moon, totally enraptured, even in a little tale like this.
Is he fine?
Maybe.
Oh.
I'm out of questions. I know I should have more. Was he hanging out with anyone strange or unusual?
Yes, a gnome. His name was Flurp.
Well, I don't know his name, but he came with a friend. Oh my gosh, did they ever get, a little under the drinks? They were very, unable to walk straight. They had lots of fun. They sang songs. They definitely drew a lot of attention. Everybody liked them. They don't like seeing wealthy people here. You know what I mean.
Both were gnomes, correct?
What did you ask?
Both were gnomes, correct?
Halfling.
No, the other one was a human.
But they owe you a pretty penny.
Oh no, they paid with the nice tip.
They say anything about where they might be headed?
I don't know. They've been here a bit from what I hear, but I don't know where they would hang out otherwise. Perhaps you can ask around, but they didn't like them very much. And the Volo, the celebrity, he left early. The other one left with another friend.
Oh, with another friend?
Mm-hmm.
What's this guy look like?
Oh, he was posh. He had these gorgeous long hair and perfect skin, all dressed, fancy.
The kind of guy that doesn't really belong in a place like this?
Yeah.
Did someone else have a question?
I'm actually confused because I thought that I think I may have had Volo and his friend's race confused.
Volo is a halfling, I believe.
Volo's definitely a halfling.
Yep.
It's his friend.
Floon is a human. Okay.
Oh.
I had thought
No.
Floon was a gnome this
No,
whole time.
Floon is a
I
gnome.
did too.
Floon is a gnome, as far as I understand, and the human was somebody we haven't met.
Not what your wife just said.
What?
No, Floon is
This
a
guy
human.
isn't Floon.
Then why did you say no?
Wasn't with.
No, Marla said that. Sorry, He said
I'm
that
getting even more confused.
Well, I apologize if I led people to confusion. Willow had a gnome friend, but that wasn't Floon. Floon, the one that went missing, is a human.
Oh,
That's a silly name for a human.
it is. That's why I thought he was a gnome because he's a silly name.
Clone.
All right.
Probably my fault.
Yeah, so what did the second guy that the human left with look like? Oh, wait, I asked that.
Yes. Just to recap, Floon was described as someone that actually kind of looks like the one that was just described now. So basically, he left with someone who looks like him because they both have the voluptuous long hair, though Floon was more on the curly side and a little bit more rough and tumble. But otherwise, he also has the looks of someone who comes from a wealthier ward. He's a normal-sized, fair-skinned human.
And Floon was a common visitor here, right? At least fairly.
Well, she
Together.
did say she's seen Volo and Floon here before.
Okay, and as someone who works in a place that is visited by lots of kinds of people and tends to be on the lower end of things, would she be able to recognize what district he might have come from?
Not really. You really would have to probably talk around people to see if you can get any more information.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and order some drinks for myself and everyone with me, just so we look like we blend in. And then I'm gonna plop down at a table and pull out my dice.
Okay.
A marvelous idea, Marla. We have to look native, I say, and I lift up my visor and wink.
Kag-Ro looks around to see if there's any chairs that will support him. If there are none, then he awkwardly leans against the bar.
Because those are so crude, you could easily sit in one of them as long as you don't, flop yourself too hard on them.
These are chairs that are used to being hit over someone's head.
Basically.
He would probably look around to see if there's anyone who looks like they'd be happy to expout. And he likes stories and has a way of getting people to tell their stories.
Okay. You're gonna see there's a couple of guys smelling maybe even stronger of fish than some of the other ones around. That seems to be constantly glancing your way. Especially after they've spotted a set of dice on the table.
Whose way specifically?
The whole group.
Marla makes eye contact with them and kind of gives like Joey from Friends, kind of one of his nods.
I would like to, well, we're all going to be sitting at the bar anyway, but,
I moved to a table.
Oh, well, I'd like to stay at the bar and, get the bartender's attention.
Oh, she'd pay attention to you and be like, and you, what are you hiding under there, pretty?
Oh, mostly soft flesh that I wish to avoid being stabbed.
I think you may have a little bit too much fear for this city.
On the contrary, I was attacked by a troll but a night ago. I think this is a little lacking in defense.
A troll? How exciting!
Well, it was exciting up until I was thrown across the room, but it's neither here nor there. I don't suppose you know of anyone else in here is a regular that you know of.
Everybody but you and Marlena, of course.
I see. Would you say that most of them then were here on the night of our friend's disappearance?
I wasn't here. I just passed by for a moment. It wasn't the main staff. I didn't see these two. And she points, as you look about, the two men have kind of responded to Marla's look, and they grabbed their tankard, got up, and they're starting to make their way to the table.
Ah, I see. Well, thank you for your time. And I'm going to quickly get out a gold piece and leave it on the counter. And then move back to the table with the rest of the group.
If you look over your shoulder, you're gonna see Shante. She's kind of she grabbed the coin and she's kind of chewing on it as if she's testing it.
It's real, I assure you.
You just gave her more than she's used to seeing.
That is basically it.
I'm sure this will is hardly worth that much.
One of the men approaching the table, you see, he has a rough gray beard, very unkempt. Just mind if we sit?
Go ahead and join us.
We could have a gamble.
We could indeed.
Dachshund! Soot! And the other man just kind of nods very silently, almost nervously, and just sits next to the other man. He's kind of lanky, has like a big mole on the side of his chin, and is just like nervously sitting there, getting ready to play.
Marla grins and kind of flirtatiously grins at the nervous guy, and it's she kind of I lost my words, sorry. So what you got to offer?
You hear him jiggling through his pockets, and Dachshund does the same thing. They'll pull and drop everything they've got in their pockets onto the table quite loudly and almost proudly. You can count from the one who approached you, the bearded man. He plops down 2 silvers, 7 coppers, and a couple of fishing hooks. The young man pulls out 3 coppers and what looks to be metal pieces of scraps that you don't know what are used for.
I think it's 10 silvers per gold, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to assume that I have exchanged some of my silver for gold, and I'll put 3 silvers on the table.
Okay, yes, you can do that. Exchange some of your money. That's fine for now. For the next game, if you want to have smaller change, I'm going to ask you to do so in advance. Then you can only exchange them when you go to a bank.
I thought I had done that.
Oh, it's okay. We're in the first game, so we can have a few pass-bys. Okay. They're going to then look expectantly to the rest of the group to see if anyone else is joining in.
Kag-Ro is going to awkwardly sort of shift in his chair and then sort of look around to see if there's something musical or other things he could do, but if he doesn't see anything, he'll just well, I suppose I can play whatever this game is.
The
Well,
bearded man grins widely.
I'm not much of a gambler myself, but I suppose to pass the time.
Tea Leaf quietly gets up. I usually like to save my shots. Excuse me. I usually like to save my luck for my shots. But never mind, I will.
All eyes turn to Cerise. Nope.
I think Cerise is gonna sit nearby and order a bowl of this clam chowder that Marla was talking.
You'll see Shantae take your order, and she's going to start going to the back. You're going to notice that she doesn't seem to have a kitchen. She has a pot or something that's close to the tavern because it starts to feel a little heated in here, and you start to smell different spices kind of coming up. All right. So for the game, 5. Oh, Dachshund, you don't have enough. Sorry, you'll have to watch. Then he'll look to who was joining in, Darius and Kag-Ro. You're not in until the money's on the table.
Very well. I suppose I can do that.
How much did everyone else put in at this point again?
3 silvers.
I don't have any silver, and I probably didn't rake it up either, so I'll just put 1 gold in there.
Kag-Ro will do the same, as he's not carrying smaller change coins.
Well, we're not matching that, but that's your choices.
You don't have to match these crazies. We're good.
Alright then. And for the first round, it just pops the dice around, and it's kind of like a poker almost type of dice game, or Yahtzee type of thing. So you get like 3 rolls, and you can re-roll the dice you don't like. So we're going to do this in roll. It's a pure D20. If you have proficiency with dice, you can add your proficiency modifier to the roll.
I'm pretty sure I do. So can I just click on the dice set tool, or?
I haven't done that in Roll20, so you can try and see what it does.
Oh, it asks me to input a value for my attribute.
What's your proficiency bonus? It should be 2 at this level, now that I think about it. So it would be +2.
I think it's 2, so I'll just do the die roller.
Another day like today. I cleaned them fences out a few nights ago.
You cleaned out some fancies, huh?
Mm-hmm. He says very excitedly and focused on the coins as he's very busy dragging towards himself.
Tea Leaf's eyes start to widen. Oh, you sound like you have many stories about this. Would you tell? I love stories.
Roll a persuasion. Okay. I was going to say you have advantage because he just won. He's in a more chatty mood. Oh yes, there was this celebrity who came in a few nights ago. Got to gambling, got drunker, kept on paying him a little drinks with my earnings. And he just kept on drinking, and I kept on cleaning him up. Sorry. Then the celebrity left. Another friend came by, and they kept on gambling too. Said they were gonna get to their usual hangouts on Candle Lane.
Did they happen to name any of these hangouts?
Nah, they tried whispering, but drunk people don't whisper. They just scream softly. They said, just look for the door with the snake symbol.
Ah,
Fascinating.
think maybe we could clean up there.
Sorry.
Oh, I think either way works.
Yep. And they'll happily just pocket their coins and give you a thank you for your poor luck. And he's gonna laugh and kind of shake his head as he's heading around and just kind of elbow Doxson in the ribs. Go, ha!
What happened to our other 2 rolls? You said there would be 3 rolls.
No, your character had 3 rolls, but you get 1 roll.
Okay. Well, well, it sounds like Flurg and Flomb and those folks have gone to somewhere called Candle Lane with snake doors. I think we have what we need.
Perhaps the people there will be more welcoming, at least.
I highly doubt it.
The people here are great.
Didn't they just take your money?
Money's shmoney.
I do hope this leads somewhere. It'd be remiss to have been roped into one of these despicable money sinks for nothing.
It's a lead, something we didn't have before.
True enough, I suppose. True enough.
At this point, as you're talking, Cerise, your clam chowder arrives. It smells alright, like very cooked fish, clearly in some form of potato-based stew, but one of the first thing you'll notice on the top is there's a couple of fish eyes on top.
Oh dear.
Can't believe you actually ordered that.
She's naive. She didn't know.
Are you going to finish that?
I also would be interested.
It's an interesting garnish they've added.
No, I believe you're supposed to eat them.
Oh dear.
Nothing a little learned spring cheese won't help.
I think she'll taste a spoon of the broth minus any eyes or other extraneous bits in it. And if it's not at least okay, she'll just give it to Darius.
It would tastes very strongly of fish oil, but otherwise it's not badly seasoned.
Whew. Yeah, she'll give it to him.
So Darius and Tea Leaf would be able to share this clam chowder.
If you
Fishy
even.
chowder.
You can have half the eyes if I can have half of the fins.
I'll take that exchange.
It's the crunch, you see. Not so much the flavor.
I prefer the flavor of the eye, so it works out.
What was this served in, exactly? You think we could take it to go?
It wasn't a wooden bowl, so the tender would ask you for a little extra cash on that. You could spare 2 coppers to pay for the bowl if you wanted to.
Does anyone have any coppers on them?
I do.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna give her like extra from what I already owed her.
Yeah, that would work, and she can head out, but a couple coppers would easily pay for a bowl. And the wooden spoon that goes with it.
We've also already given her a gold, which is more than most people would give her.
That's what I was thinking.
True, but people in this establishment aren't exactly gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll take what you gave me willingly and then not charge you for anything. I mean, it doesn't work that way in PCE places.
No, it doesn't. But I was gonna like round up to something based on what I owed her. So I'll include the cost of the wooden bowl so that we can get going on our way.
Kag-Ro carefully gets up out of the chair, trying not to break it, and comes and walks over to the door and looks around one more time and sort of ducks into the door, under the door frame and out into the street.
Cerise is gonna hurry after him. She can't wait to get at it.
Alright.
Marla waves on her way out with a smile, and then just keeps on going like nothing happened.
In the brief time that Cerise and Kag-Ro are out there on their own, he looks and goes, "I do not like this place."
I don't either.
Tea Leaf, whose tail had been wagging the entire time he was eating that soup, his tail spontaneously stopped wagging as he took one final longing look at the inside and followed his friends out.
Disappointed you do still have the soup. But yes, we'll be out there, and
I still thought the longingly look was for the establishment in general. You're leaving the fishy smelly place.
Back to the regular smelly city.
Yes. You're welcome to the dock with a waft of air and a little bit of trickling rain. You can hear the sound of the docks, which will not take this weather as a day to break. The fishermen are docking their boats. Some of them are departing, so you see a lot of people tying, untying, mooring, and the likes, or they're just charging up or unloading. Actually, this kind of weather would probably be prime for fishing. So it's fairly busy on that end. But Candle Lane is the street you're going into, and you're going a little deeper towards the city, but in the dockwards still. You're going to the warehousing segments.
as they're walking along, Kag-Ro will look over to Marla and just stand up and says, "You know, little one, you have proven that you are quite the liar. It's not exactly Making me trust you that you did not tell us that you knew this place. In fact, you quite denied it.
I think they just mistook me for someone else. They called me Marlena. How weird is that?
I'm afraid that being one that knows names and that sort of thing in my industry, I know that that seems like a brief adjustment. For a while I went by Kag-Ro, but it did not hold for very long. Doesn't really hide my identity as well. I'm thinking the same may be true for you.
Kag-Ro.
I mean, I think I might have like a distant cousin named Marlena, but I've never been here before. I just took the opportunity and
Of course you haven't. Anyway, I will be watching you from now on, just in case you are not aware. You seem rather suspicious all the time.
Anyone else need to chime in?
I would like to make an insight check on the I have a cousin named Marlena part.
Sure, it's an insight versus deception.
That makes sense.
I mean, a lot of halflings do have big families.
oh man, I have so many cousins. There's probably like 4 named Marlena.
I too was often mistaken for my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Closer relation, but we both had our father's fins.
I've never been mistaken for anyone. I've never quite figured out why that is.
Uh-huh.
Because you're one of a kind?
It is hard to misplace you in the crowd.
Says the cat.
I suppose that's true. I haven't seen any other Goliaths anytime soon. Alright, well then, where is this snake door? We're looking for a snake door, yes?
Was not the snake the symbol of Zentarum?
It was the symbol of those suspicious fellows, and I did see that there was a snake on those who shook down my friend, so perhaps...
We seem to be haunted by this symbol thus far.
Well, I still believe it has something to do with the fishmongers. This little experience in their inn and tavern didn't exactly prove me wrong on my suspicions that they might be up to nefarious deeds.
Well, it does mean that they might know our faces, the people we're coming for. Whatever else that might go with that, it's all something we should keep in mind. We can't exactly barge in and expect to have the element of surprise.
Well, if we kick the door hard enough, perhaps we can.
As you're walking and conversating, it comes into view that there is this very large terrain. You pass only one worn-down warehouse just by the road, and then you pass this high fence. And it has a big gate, and you realize the snake symbol is on it. So as you're discussing how to go about, the warehouse is not directly with a simple door to the road, but it is instead within a yard fenced in.
That looks a little bit more difficult than just walking in.
I'm sure we could just climb over it if we need to get in. It's not that tall.
Well, perhaps the place should be scoped out first, rather than simply hopping over a fence and hoping for the best. I don't suppose any of you are stealthy enough to get a peek in.
I hunt for a living. Perhaps I could be of service.
You could try to look over.
You think you could do that?
If you do, you see a
Are
big
you
yard
asking me?
that's
I can't hear you.
or telling?
I'm gonna do.
Okay, because I can't hear you with the full headset on.
I never do what other people are willing to do themselves.
If you're capable of doing it, why don't we put two heads into this? You might notice something I might not.
Alright.
How about the rest of you?
I mean, one of you will probably have an easier time of climbing, but the other one will have an easier time of hiding. So.
You have a fair point.
I'm not the stealthiest individual. If anything goes sideways, however, I would be first to rush to your aid, I assure you.
Well, it seems that the yard of this place is rather empty, and it has patches of dirt and grass, and is L-shaped, like a building of some sort, as far as I can tell. There's two doors, one in the loading dock, and seems to be there's another one, but they're both closed, and the windows are painted, he says as he looks over the super short fence.
By short, he means it's 7 feet tall.
Well, either if you get inside the building itself.
That's what we're about to find out.
There are very few doors that sufficient amount of force does not break down.
Do we want to go in with force, or would we like to be a little bit more subtle about this?
I feel that we should look around a bit more, make sure, and not resort to force.
Yes, I will stand, and I will stealth, and I will hide in the shadows.
You can just sit here and look intimidating a little bit.
No.
Damn it.
The last time he looked intimidating, he got arrested.
Okay, fair points. Anyone else have jobs for him?
I can throw you both over the fence if you like.
That would give us a head start.
We would also be very, very easily spotted.
I can.
This is true. I think we need to go around the back.
Well, I can throw you on the back then.
Hold on, I have a plan. Hear me
Let's-
out.
There.
Anything.
We find a box, yes? And dress one of us up as a delivery man. This is a warehouse, yes? We bring the box around to the loading area and have Marla hide inside of the box. We pretend to be delivering a package, yes? And have them take the box with Marla inside into the building, where she can wait out until the place seems clear and/or listen for anything going on within.
What if they open the box and find her?
Well, she does have sharp objects.
We can write on the box, danger, live badger.
I suppose that works. I will volunteer to be the delivery man. I am quite good at as a thespian, as you have already discovered.
Throughout this entire thing, he has a finger to the bridge of his mouth.
Marla
dear
is
Lord.
doing the same thing. This is a terrible idea. And she thinks that T and C should just sneak in.
Listen, why don't we settle for a compromise? You three stand outside and keep inquisitive people off of us. Keep people from checking in too much. Marla and I will scope things out in the meantime. Is that a fair trade?
Well, it sounds rather boring, but sure, I suppose.
Trust me, we're just looking around. It will not be that eventful for us either.
If you take too long, however, I'm going to break down the door.
Oh dear.
I mean, if we take too long, you probably need to break down the...
Well, like you people, I'd rather you not end up dead, so.
Yes, if we are gone more than 10 minutes, come find us by force. Would you say 10? Would you say 15?
I think 10. 10 should be enough. It's a rather small building, right?
From the looks of it, yes.
It may come to your attention that exact minute are not something that the group has the ability to track.
3 long songs.
Songs, you say? I'm quite good with singing.
Great, that can be your role. Sing in
Do
the
you have
middle
your drums?
of the courtyard as
Yes,
loud
I have a
as
drum.
possible, cause a big distraction. No, that's also a
No.
terrible one.
That goes terribly wrong with this guy.
Alright. Then, let's stick with the, you three keep people away from us while we sneak.
You'll see him fishing a drum out of his bag, and he stops and looks disappointed when you ask them to stay.
Borrow a fishing rod, perhaps. Dock isn't too far away.
Ah, yes, we could do that. Darius, perhaps we could catch one of your cousins.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, wait, hang on. What are you suggesting, exactly?
Leaf looks over to Darius with, like, a big oops face.
Well, you see, reinforcements would be quite useful. And you came from the sea, so I imagine your cousins are in the sea. Aren't you just sort of hanging around there, just below the surface, yes?
No, of course not. We don't all just live in the docks of your cities, waiting for when we're needed.
Fighting on worms on hooks.
We live in the deepest depths of the oceans, fighting horrors that your people can't even imagine, so that you don't have to. A little respect would be appreciated, ever.
Oh, I respect you a great deal. You're the god of the sea, after all.
That was one time, in order to cause a distraction. If we are going to come up with a wrestling name, it will have to have more thought put into it. For now, suffice to say, any of my family is well out of reach.
The Deepwater Destroyer.
It's not important right now.
Stealth. Wait, where did they go? Ah, there they are. Hello! You're doing very well! Sorry, they got bad rolls.
That doesn't mean you see them. So you're walking away at this point.
You know, I have heard
They both rolled
legends
below my passive.
surface creatures known as cats. They're a lot different than I expected from the stories. A lot more talkative, for one thing.
Oh, well, I don't think that's really a cat. That's a
I
tabaxi.
also did not expect them to be bipedal or sentient.
Well, that is a tabaxi, not a cat. A cat is much smaller. It runs around and meows and digs in gardens and eats rats. And fish.
That sounds absolutely dreadful.
Yes, people like to carry them around and pet them, and they make this very strange noise. Sounds like a vibrator, or a vibration of some sort.
Really? They sound like a pest.
Well, I suppose some might view them as such. I don't have one myself. It would be very strange to have the unchained devil with a cat running around.
Well, no, see, taking care of mice and rats is very helpful. Mice and rats get into your flour.
That's a good point. Mice and rats get into your flour. Does your goat catch rats?
Sadly, she does not, but luckily I haven't had too much of a rat problem.
Then what is the use of having her? Why not get a cat instead?
Well, the cat wouldn't carry my bags back from the market.
Well, if you ask
But
Leaf, he
getting a
might.
cat is a good idea. I should get a cat.
That sounds like a good plan. We'll get you the best cat for the best pie shop. It will be the most finest cat you'll ever see. And you can show it to Darius here.
So there's something like eels, then, I'm gathering.
They
Yes.
have fur.
Yes, they're exactly like furry eels.
Rounder, though, and they have legs. 4 of them. And pointy ears, and a little snoot. With a pink nose, and whiskers.
Ah. More like seals, then.
Sort of.
That's
More like seals than eels, I suppose, yes.
That does sound somewhat similar to a cat, though seals have less feet, do they not? But still, yes, they are quite good. Not quite as good for eating, though.
Oh, eels are very good for eating.
Surely not all eels. Some of them are rather adorable. And good for petting.
I heard of this one eel. It has this power in it. It cooks itself. They called it something, I don't know, some sort of magical energy zaps out of it, like lightning.
That sounds like a myth to me.
But as a self-cooking eel, that would be an amazing thing.
I suppose a wizard could make such a thing, but how does one keep it from cooking itself? It's just ridiculous.
I suppose. Were we supposed to be causing a distraction? I forgot what the plan was.
We were supposed to keep people who were curious away.
Kag-Ro now looks around, looking quite clearly looking for suspicious people who seem curious.
Well, the question is, how does one decipher if someone is curious from someone simply passing by?
You stare at them very hard. If they come to you or run away, they might be curious.
By the way, you do not see anyone really walking by the area. There's a few fishermen who pass by, but they're all going to their respective warehouse. Nobody seems to be heading towards where Tea Leaf and Marla would be.
Well,
And we are the most suspicious ones here.
yes, we should do something about that. Let's see. Maybe we can find a disguise. We could look less suspicious.
What are the dock workers wearing? Anything unifying?
No, they just wear basic linens. Most of them are fairly drab. It's just comfort clothes. A few shirts that would be reminiscent of like the pirate shirts, loose, usually pretty dirty. But they're dressed for comfort and utility.
I suppose we could dirty up and attempt to look like dock workers.
A good plan. Now, let's see if I can find some dirt. Maybe I could find a blanket or some rags or something. Make myself look like I'm very despot and working hard and doing all those fishmonger things. I could look like a fishmonger. I'm sure people would trust me then.
Oh, indeed. We should find a cart and some fish, perhaps. Alternatively, we could attempt my plan. If we find a box, and Cerise is willing to take the place of Marla.
She just kind of frowns but doesn't say anything.
Well, I suppose that could work. I suppose it would be less dramatic than smashing in the door and coming to rescue our friends from whatever dangers they're in.
Supposing they're in danger. I don't suppose we saw any signs of life.
Well, I didn't hear anyone screaming or crashing or banging or anything of the sort, though, like I said, it looked mostly empty, but it was closed off. But the big snake was where they're supposed to be. How long has it been, after all? Sort of starts thinking, trying to figure out exactly where it is. How many songs would that have been?
Darius counts on his fingers before giving up. It's been a while.
You could easily estimate at least 2 songs by now.
I don't remember how long a song is. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but...
Yeah, about 3 minutes.
Well, I would guess it's about 2 songs in. So they've got another song left. Do you like music?
I must say, I haven't heard much of your surface of music to be able to tell.
Do you have music under the sea?
Oh, of course. We're not uncultured swine.
Well, I didn't know what it would sound like or how you would make it.
I feel like there should be drums. I do like drums.
It's, well, I suppose it largely relies on what you would refer to as a wind instrument, though there's not much wind passing through them.
Ah, I see. Well, I suppose you could... I guess it seems to be one type of music. Perhaps I could show you some. It's a bit boring just sitting here waiting to see if they're going to die or not.
Does it make a bubbly noise?
It's like bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm not sure. It's a good question.
How should I describe? Quite a bit of our music imitates nature. The call of a whale, largely. Clicking on occasion, and long and mournful.
Oh, that doesn't sound very exciting at all.
What do whales sound like?
You've not heard a whale.
I haven't really spent much time right by the...
I've also heard of whales. I haven't seen one either. What is a whale?
Well, imagine a very, very large fish, except it breathes air.
Like you.
Well, no.
Well, you're a large fish and you breathe air, yes?
No, it's significantly larger than me. Comparatively, the size of Cerise's shop, I would say.
That is a very big fish indeed.
Indeed, and their song is a mournful and low one. It is... how best to describe would be more as a feeling, I suppose. The feeling you have in your heart when you're away from a lover, from home, for very long. And when you miss it greatly.
Well,
Away.
Well, that sounds difficult for me to understand. I have neither had a lover nor have I had a home.
Well, then imagine the feeling of never having had one, I suppose. Do you not yearn to have one?
Well, yes, but for the most part there's mechanical difficulties.
Oh.
Not a lot of Goliaths around here. Now, mind you, I have been with many women, but never one that I would consider someone I care for.
Well,
That's so sad.
Well, it is, part of the trade-off for fame and fortune and glory. It's one of the reasons why I kind of hope that I can retire soon, but not by some scheme by the Zentarum, of course.
of course. Better to go out in a shower of glory, yes?
Well, yes, I'd rather leave on my own terms, while I am on top, not losing to some new wrestler who's under the thumb of a criminal organization who has been manipulating the matches for as long as I've been in it.
If they've been doing this the entire time, then, well, surely you knew that your time might come one day.
Well, it wasn't them. There's others. But we'll talk about that later. It's not really public knowledge. We should probably keep that down. And I'll peer over to the warehouse, trying to see what's going on over there and if there's any signs of tussle or trouble.
Are the whales sad? If their song is sad, are they sad? Am I still here?
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about push to talk. I said, well, they're very emotive beasts, wise creatures. And I, of course, believe that it's emotions, but I would say that, yes, there's a certain sadness in those ancient behemoths. I believe that they remember a time when the ocean was theirs and no others, when they weren't hunted, before a great evil seeped into this world's waters. And I believe they mourn for it.
Okay. I'll make a little move past, and we'll switch it around. If you guys want to keep conversating, you can perhaps do so in chat, and we'll move to what is now happening with T and Marla. Marla sent a signal to T, a rather loud cat screech, and Tea Leaf tries to not. There's no posts, so you can't really do that. But you can see if your claws will help you climb the fence with an acrobatics, please. Yes, claws go very well into the woods, like when you try to climb trees to perch. A hunting post, and you're able to easily make it over and just hop on the other side. You land very padded in the dirt, and you find the door very slightly ajar.
I draw my bow, knock an arrow, ready for the worst, and burst it open with my shoulder, bow pointed forward and drawn.
And I'll whisper a quick shh. There's still people in here, I think.
Tea Leaf huffs, remains quiet, getting down, but keeping his arrow knocked in. He observes the carnage in here, jaw agape towards him.
Both of you, please roll a perception. Marla, all you hear is your own heart racing in your ears. But Tea Leaf, with your senses kind of keen from all the hunting, you're used to being on this kind of alert, and so your cat ears will flick for a moment, and a small sound comes to them, and you hear kind of like a shuffle that's coming from the corner where a lot of boxes are, and you just hear.
They lean in very quietly towards Marla. You're not alone. They sound panicked. Tread carefully.
Alright, Marla will follow where he goes because he clearly knows where the people are, and I hear nothing. Dead bodies.
He stealth over towards this box of crates to keep with cover. And I'm going to move over here and take a peek and see if I can get any visuals on what.
You see a little bit more of the place. It seems like there might be an office behind the staircases. Other than that, it's just clutter, chairs and tables strewn across. This was just a carnage in the place. There's a dozen men on the floor, bloodstains everywhere.
Okay. I'm going to advance Bodra and motion for Marla to stay close.
I will keep close, and I'll also draw out my daggers so I've got them available.
Alright. Would I know at this point which direction that stuttering is?
Yeah, it seems to be coming from that storage closet. As you're getting closer by, you just can hear it more and more, just a little bit louder, though it is still very faint. At this point, Marla, you can hear it too.
It might be an ambush. Stay close and be ready.
Of course.
He presses his back against the side of the door. Bow. I need 2 hands for this. Would you do the honors of opening it?
Yep, that's the door.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to hit the thing. I'm gonna stand just off to the side and push it open so that neither of us are in the doorway, but one of us can at least see inside the room.
As it opens, you just see what seems to be a big shelving unit, and behind it you see a sparkling of blue. There seems to be a man hiding behind it, and you can't see his face because he is cowering his arms over his own head, and you just hear, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Please, do not kill me!"
I glance at T, who looks a little bit more menacing than I do, and I'll step inside and whisper, "It's okay, we're the good guys."
Roll perception. Persuasion, sorry. You are. Oh, thanks the Lord. I thought I was gonna die here. And as he moves, you kind of have a waft of scent of urine, and you get that he's been trapped in here for a while. It creaks a little bit in there. And he stands from behind the shelving and very sheepishly starts to move ahead. He's a human, fair-skinned, dressed in, well, now dirtied and worn clothes that would otherwise be rather ornate. He has a gold chain around his neck, long brown hair that might have been lush at some point, but now are completely messed from having been there, and very deep, dark circle under these vibrant blue eyes.
Tea Leaf starts. Sorry, did I cut you?
Go ahead.
Tea Leaf starts to like wrap an arm around his shoulder, having his bow in his other hand. Would your name happen to be?
No. Fluna was my friend. I'm Reinhard. Never.
What happened to Floon? We can talk later. We need to get you out of here now.
You hear from above a voice that sounds exactly like your own. And I apologize, I cannot do that. We need to take you out of here now.
May I make a perception check to verify, like to get an idea of who this is? What would I roll?
A perception.
Nope.
Kag-Ro, the door opens right away. It is not locked. You get that the presence is on the second floor, but you really have no idea where they are.
Then he goes straight for the main door. That's not the loading door. I'm assuming, are these like slide down doors or open doors?
They're open. They would swing open. And you'd see that the door that's a human-sized door is just left open.
Then it's just left open, you said?
Yep.
Okay, then Kag-Ro will charge that door and just push right through it. And immediately he will scream as soon as he gets in. Marla, Leaf, where are you? You've gone almost 5 songs!
You can see Leaf's glowing green eyes whip through the darkness towards you. He starts hurrying
over towards where
Kag-Ro is.
As you do, you hear Leaf, Marla, coming from above, in exactly Kag-Ro's voice.
I'm assuming I hear this too.
Yes.
Yucks. I'm not gonna go over there. He's got Raynor in hand. Where are the stairs? Are they those things?
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll outline them.
Should I factor in movement speed, or can I just make it over to...
If you're hurrying with Raynor, then everything is kind of fine.
Can I hear whatever's upstairs coming down or moving in any way?
You could do a perception.
And I can actually do it this time.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, very well, actually. You hear, you count, pacing above your head, 4 sets of steps. They don't seem like they're heading down, but they are definitely getting in some form of position. Almost as if they are waiting expectantly.
right. Well, I'm not sneaking up those stairs alone. But I will try to get the attention of everyone else and point up the stairs.
Okay. So how are you grabbing their attention?
I think I'm gonna jump up and down and wave my arms.
I think that'd be pretty visible. Leaf and Raynar might not see it because they're facing Kag-Ro, but Kag-Ro and Darius walking in, I don't know. Right. Cerise is not in yet, so both Kag-Ro and Darius just see Marla waving and jumping in the back.
Who's this you have? Marla, why are you over there? What's going on?
I put my finger to my lips to try to tell you to be quiet. I gesture the number 4, and I point upstairs. Hopefully this all makes sense.
Because you don't have dark vision, I will need Kag-Ro and Darius to do a perception check. Kag-Ro, you see Marla waving wildly. Darius, you see Marla's shadow jumping up and down. You don't even see the arms waving. But you don't see the shush, and you don't see the symbol 4.
Well, I do not know who you are, small man, but you should leave. This place looks rather dangerous, and do I see the dead people now?
Yes, those you do see.
And then Kag-Ro stops for a second as his eyes fall upon the dead people. And he'll just go silent and he'll look. Why, the gods! What sort of horrors are these? And then he's gonna start getting a little bit nauseated. And you'll see him try to hold back something.
Kag-Ro, I need you to take this man and get him far from here.
Unfortunately, as you're saying that, Kag-Ro upchucks a little bit of ale that he had consumed at the bar, and says, "I don't know what's going on here. Marla's in trouble, though, it seems."
Marla isn't the only one in trouble. I can help her. One of you needs to get this man out of...
Perhaps you should take him, Kag-Ro.
Me?
No, Kag-Ro. No, I will not back down from this fight.
Kag-Ro, you just vomited all over the floor. And beside some bodies.
And I'm still standing.
Where is Cerise at this point?
Hopefully not slipping in the vomit.
Cerise has left the building.
So you walked in? Okay. So you walk in, you see Kag-Ro upchucked a little bit, and then looking around, you're able to catch a glimpse of what is going on. I would like you to roll a perception as well.
Is Cab here?
Yeah, boys.
I'm sorry, I was getting yacked at. I'm just... What's happening?
Oh, sorry. I was wondering if now that everybody was in the building, if you had followed and entered.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need you to roll a perception to see what you see other than Kag-Ro upchucking.
Oh, dear. All right.
We're gonna end soon.
Sorry, my character sheet's all over the place. Okay.
So,
I know nothing.
you see a few. You realize there's silhouettes on the ground. You don't even realize that Marla's at the back, but there are definitely. You can gather why Kag-Ro was ill. There are dead men on the floor. You don't see them very well further back, but you can see the couple of bodies which would be closer to where you are, which would be around here. And Tea Leaf has somebody that he's holding up. He's holding this human male that almost matches Bloom's description.
Oh God, what happened in here?
To be found out later. This man needs to be taken to safety. We are not alone in this building.
Oh.
Well, Kag-Ro refuses to back down on this. Shall you take him or shall I, Cerise?
I don't... Okay. As far as I'm aware, there is no one on this floor. As long as we protect him, he will not be in danger.
Can Marla climb up on the stack of boxes in front of her?
Also,
Yeah.
Tea Leaf finally just fucking turn around and see any of...
Well, at this point, the gesturing has been done, but you'll see that Marla is now standing on a box. Okay.
She also looks a little grumpy, and her hands are definitely on her hip, and she's waiting.
Tea Leaf turns around and sees this irritated Marla and raises an eyebrow. He doesn't say anything, though. He like shrugs his shoulders, and with his free hand, which is holding the bow, so it's not really free, he like brings it up in a shrug.
I will gesture again with the 4 and the pointing upwards and hoping he understands.
Do I need to roll anything to understand that?
Roll insight. And while you do that, Cerise or Darius, which of you takes Raynor out? And yeah,
I'll
T,
take
you
him.
get up. Okay, so Darius, you take, you'll see Raynor puts an arm around your shoulder.
I don't think we need to be splitting up right now. Cerise looks nervously at the corpses.
Yes, well, at the very least, we can't leave Marla. We should get her. Then he sort of averts his eyes from the corpses and seems to be holding his himself up a bit, and then you'll see him mutter a few things in his as under his breath.
So what does a 19 get me?
Oh, I said you understood what she said. So you could gather what she was telling you.
So...
There are 4 sets of footsteps, or 4 things upstairs. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Tea Leaf moves forward a bit, holds his hand up. Okay. Marla is giving us some information. He tries to keep his voice as hushed as possible. There are at least 4 beings upstairs from what she's telling me.
4 murderers. Killers. They've done this horrible deed.
Can't keep your voice down. Apparently they can mimic us. You heard them mimic you. I heard them mimic me. Whatever they are, they can... That's not important. Point is, they are upstairs. They are most likely armed, and they are listening to our every word. So we need to be quiet.
Alright, so as Kag, T, and Cerise are rejoining with Marla at the base of the stairs, we pan a little moment to Darius, who has just a minute as he steps out with Raynar. Raynar turns to him and asks, I don't know, they took a flume. That's more of them. And the bird folks went upstairs. They had a leader. I think it was a tiefling. But those horns were massive.
The bird folk said. And who are they? Not to mention all these bodies. What happened?
Men. With odd robes. I don't know. And the bodies on the floors. The snake tattooed people. They're dead. And on that, we shall end tonight's game.
The birds, good guys, I think.
Where are they?
They killed the snake people. They gotta have something against them.